Hey guys, what's up? If you are looking for a new, really affordable device starting at 7,500 rupees, the Poco C61 is in the house. They are available in a few variants and we'll have them listed in this video, but we are testing out the 6 plus 126GB variant and we'll tell you what we think of the C61 and if this will become your first ever Android phone or your substitute Android phone that you want to keep in your drawer or a second phone to carry with you. Let's find out in this video. To start off with, the design is pretty different. You've got a circular back over here with the C series sort of design. You've got a glass back and a glass front with Gorilla Glass 3 protecting the front of the device. What's also great is that there is some built-in dust and water resistance, but it's not been IP rated, so you'll get some basic resistance, but I would recommend that you keep this device away from water as much as you can. The device is fairly slim, coming in at just about 8.3 millimeters in terms of thickness, and the phone weighs in at about 193 grams, which is pretty light, but also not the lightest. This phone does include a charger in the box and a cable is also included, but there is no pre-applied screen protector and there is no case in the box, and I would highly recommend that those are the first two things that you buy when you pick up this device. As far as the display is concerned, it is a 6.71-inch LCD display. It's a dot display and it does have a 90 Hz of refresh rate, making it better than a 60 Hz display, but obviously nowhere close to a 120 Hz display. You've also got about 500 nits of HBM brightness, which is the maximum you're going to get in most cases. And like I mentioned, Gorilla Glass 3 protecting the front. You also have a fast touch sampling rate of 180 Hz, which makes the display quite responsive. What's also great is that you have sort of symmetrical bezels around the device. They are pretty thick. You do have a slightly larger chin at the bottom of the phone, but you have a less than 90% screen to body ratio, which in 2024 is a little bit of a letdown. The fingerprint sensor is based in the power button, which is pretty fast and responsive, so you'll have no issues with that. You have dual cameras at the back and a single front-facing camera, and we'll get into that in just a second. Running everything in this device is a MediaTek G63 chip. Now, this is a pretty basic chip and it offers just that basic performance. You'll run into quite a lot of struggle in terms of slowdowns and lag, which we did face with this device. A lot of apps are also not compatible with this device at this moment, so you'll have struggle downloading things like benchmarks or even playing some higher end games like Asphalt, because it'll simply say that they are not compatible with this device as they've not been sort of optimized for the chip on this phone. So you'll have trouble with that. But if you are playing some other games which are not as resource heavy as some of the heavier games, then this phone performs okay and you can see some of the results on the screen. The display itself is 1650 by 720p, so it's not a full HD display either, and because of that you also do not get Wildvine L1 on this. I don't know if it's because of that, but you still don't get Wildvine L1 and you get Wildvine L3, so you'll only have streaming at a restricted resolution, which may lower down the experience of using this device as a secondary device or just as a viewing device. As far as the cameras are concerned, they're not the greatest. We've got a single 8 megapixel camera which does most of the lifting. So you've got a 3x digital crop zoom and a 1x shooting mode, and you just have basic shooting modes, no pro mode, no control over your images, no manual mode either. You do have a time-lapse mode and video recording, which is restricted to 1080 at 30 frames per second on the main camera. The front camera is also a basic 5 megapixel selfie camera. Don't expect to take some stellar selfies with this. It's only there for basic needs and you'll get some pictures, and like you can see on the screen, the samples are there for you. The front camera video is also capped at 1080 at 30 frames per second, but you do have certain modes in the front camera, including AI enhancement for images and beauty mode and all of those things. So if you're into all of that, that is available on this device. As far as battery is concerned, we've got a pretty massive 5000 mAh battery with 10 watts of charging supported and 10 watts of charger is included in the box. I think now at least 15 watts or 20 watts should be the standard. but 10 watts is pretty slow, so you'll be stuck to the wall for a really long time, especially for the fact that this has a 5000 milliamp hour battery. The charger is included in the box, which is definitely a really good thing for this price category of device. This phone also has a fairly loud speaker, although it is a mono speaker, and you do have a headphone jack in there as well. So if you're one of those people who likes to listen to analog headphones, you can connect them to this phone, and you do have an inbuilt FM radio, so all of those things are not a problem. So here's what the microphone on the C61 sounds like. Here is a sample of what the audio sounds like on the Poco C61. And here is what the speaker on the C61 sounds like. The first product we're checking out is this wireless car charger. Now the phone comes with Android 14 out of the box, which is great. Looking at some of the other more expensive Poco devices that were launched recently, they came with Android 13. So this is at least Android 14 out of the box, plus you get few years of Android updates along with security updates. If you want more details on this device, we'll have full specifications listed in the description below, along with a link to go and check out this phone if you're interested in buying this. If you have any other particular questions or queries, you can drop them below. But in conclusion, what we're going to say is that if you're looking for a second Android phone, which you're only going to be using for basic needs or as a backup, the C61 will probably fit that bill, but it'll let you down if you buy this as your first Android phone because it lacks the performance, it lacks the compatibility with a lot of apps, and it's just not got the oomph that you need in terms of everyday use. You don't even have Wildvine L1, and the cameras are also just subpar. You can buy a second-hand phone for under 10,000 rupees that'll give you a lot more features than this device. But if you're looking for a new phone and your price bracket is strictly under 7,000 rupees, then you can probably get this with some offers and save that money. Let us know what your thoughts are on the Poco C61. And this has been Bharat. If you enjoyed the video, smash like, hit subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.